Hey, guys. What a good girl, Raindrop. Raindrop loves these. Here you go, girl. Good girl. All right, just going to wait for some of you guys to hop on, and then we'll start doing a quick update on my Omicron experience. Hello. How are you guys doing? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I just had Chick-fil-A for breakfast. I had no idea that Chick-fil-A had breakfast. What's up, Avery? How you doing, Patterson? So I finished my ivermectin dosing. I don't know whether or not that actually has an impact on my recovery, but I did take ivermectin. Is what it is. I call it the Joe Rogan prescription, right? Some people made fun of me. I told my Facebook I took the drug, and some people made fun of me for taking horse meds. They bought into that narrative, I guess, the lies. It's not horse medication. It's medication for humans that is also used by animals. Like, we know this already. That was just the mainstream media trying to slander Joe Rogan. Awesome, Patterson. I'm going to be in Orlando at my quarantine spot. Even though I'm feeling a lot better, I'm not 100% yet. I'm going to wait 2 more days in quarantine, and then I'm going to go to a drive-through CVS to get a test to see if I'm negative in 2 days. But yeah, I've been taking, I took my ivermectin. I took vitamin C, D, zinc. I've been drinking a ton of water. I'm probably going to the bathroom every 2 hours. It's like crazy. Just from all the liquid I'm drinking. I've been sleeping like crazy. So I went to sleep at like 10 o'clock last night, woke up at 8 a.m. So definitely, getting a lot of rest. And I think after this, I'm going to go back to my quarantine spot and do some work on the laptop. I don't know. We'll see. But it's pretty good to be a 2-time COVID survivor, I guess, is what I am. And the good part is I never required hospitalization. So, I find all these like statistics about the very interesting, right? Because they'll say things like 90% effective at presenting hospitalization, and that's good. But I think, like, again, could contact WHO or CDC.gov for countervailing medical views. But like, what percentage of people that get COVID end up in the hospital? I'm curious. That's a genuine question. If 100 people get COVID, what percentage are in the hospital? Maybe 5, 10, maybe less. So our immune system, especially if you're on a non-high risk group, our immune system is more than 90% effective at preventing hospitalization. So when these come out and say we're 90% effective, I mean, like, that's good, but that's not good for a low risk group who already is low risk, right? That's good for like a senior citizen. Like, yeah, if you're 90 years old, you probably want that 90% reduction, in my opinion. But if you're my age, I don't know, I'm 100% right now. I'm 2 for 2 without hospitalization. That's all I'm saying. And a big reason, I believe, is because I'm relatively healthy. We all know my thing. I exercise. I try to keep my body fat low. I take my supplements. I drink my water. I sleep a lot. Now, it's not to say that, someone who is of my age or fitness level can't get sick from the because obviously they can. I meant sick from the virus, because obviously they can be hospitalized. People that are much healthier than me have passed away from it. But I just personally have to think that either is because they had an underlying condition they didn't know about, or they're just unlucky. I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me. But if you're like a professional athlete and you're getting hospitalized from this virus, that to me is just like, it's unlikely, I think. But there's got to be a reason for it. Maybe blood type, who knows? Yeah, Tony, I think so. I mean, I'm not out of the woods yet. I definitely feel like 70% better today than I did yesterday. I haven't even taken any medication today. No Tylenol, nothing. And my fever is completely gone. And literally, the CDC says if you go 24 hours without taking medication to reduce your fever, then you're considered over COVID already. That's what the CDC says. Yeah, I take vitamin D too. I take my vitamin D every day. I also take a lot of amino acids every day. FP Sunday. Yeah, I got Omicron. Shea Perry, I know. But I did some research, and it turns out that Omicron is really good at evading all sorts of immunity. So natural immunity, vaccine immunity, it's what all the data says that I've read. And the theory is they think that Omicron, they think that COVID went to a mouse back to a human. So it was zoonotic and then it evolved. That's the theory. I don't know. But what to me is scary is if Omicron does evade all forms of immunity, then this is probably going to wreak havoc on our society, or the world, I should say, this Christmas, this holiday time. It probably will wreak havoc. I mean, I did call the 2 nights ago, when I was in my hotel room, I had that chest pain. So I called the nearest emergency room by my hotel up in North Carolina. And they said that there was a 20-person wait in the ER. So it sounds like the ERs might be actually full this time. I don't know. I wonder how it is in Florida, because we do monoclonal antibodies down here. We have high vaccination rate for the high-risk groups, like senior citizens. But when I was online trying to set up, I was going to do monoclonal antibody treatment for myself. I had a hard time making an appointment in Florida. That was kind of disappointing for me. I thought it'd be a lot easier. They make you go through all these different steps. But apparently, Omicron can also evade monoclonal antibodies. So the vaccines, the natural immunity, and the monoclonal, from everything I've read, Omicron seems to be a bitch. Let's just say that. And again, consult WHO or CDC.gov for countervailing medical views. They are the experts. I'm just regurgitating things that I read online on reputable websites like nature.com. So this isn't like conspiracy.win or whatever. This is like legit, medical journals. Yeah, Mr. Wright, I blame Fauci 100%. And I'd really like to know if he really is guilty of causing this to the world. I think we should figure that out. Kamala Harris went on TV yesterday or 2 days ago, and she said, COVID is no one's fault. It's no one's fault. It's interesting that they've changed their tune now that Biden's president. Well, in 2020, all they kept saying was COVID's Trump's fault. This is all Trump's fault. All 350,000 deaths, Trump's fault. Trump's fault. And now Joe Biden comes in. Now it's no one's fault. And we've had more deaths this year in 2021 than we had last year in 2020. When in 2020, we had no vaccines. In 2021, we got vaccines. So it's very strange, to me at least, that we have more deaths this year than last year. I also find it strange that the liberals, although this is not surprising, that the liberals, they used to say, blood is on Trump's hands. Every death from COVID is on Trump's hands. Trump's responsible. And it's like, where's the energy for Biden when he's got more deaths on his hands? Biden's hands are just like, they're just covered in blood. Not just from COVID, but from Afghanistan too. And also, how about that innocent family that got drone striked? Remember that one, guys? He drone striked a whole innocent family that he thought was quote unquote terrorists. That's bad intel, Biden. Bad intel, Biden. That's his new name. Bad intel, Biden. So Biden's got blood on his hands like crazy. And again, I wish none of this happened, but hopefully this is going to red pill a lot of Biden voters, which I know is happening. I speak to a lot of them. You know, we had a liberal on our podcast, the last episode of the TNA show. He's a Biden voter. And he's waking up. This kid went to BLM protests. And he's a white Latino, like light-skinned Latino. And he was telling me that his white liberal girlfriend told him to go to the front to show solidarity because he was a light-skinned Latino and therefore he's privileged. And he was like, this is also strange. This is also strange. So the left just really, they're pushing and pushing and pushing to the point that they've gone too far. I mean, we all know that. So I'm very excited for 2022, the midterms. Should be an exciting year. I expect my YouTube to pump because usually during election years, YouTube is going to push out more political content because they get to monetize it. So YouTube wants the politics on their platform because they make more money. We make more money. So 2022 should be a big year for my channel. I expect to double my audience size at least next year. But we'll see what happens. I'm being shadow banned and suppressed. Let's go to the chat real quick. Chasing Max Prizes says, Omi is fake. Look, all I know is I took a COVID test in my car. I don't have it with me. I threw it out already. It was one of those like at-home tests, and a test for COVID proteins, and I tested positive. And I have all the symptoms. So whether or not it's fake or not, the virus is real. I had it. I still have it right now. I'm in the middle of recovering. Was it scary? There was about an hour I was scared 2 days ago in bed when I had the heart, when I felt like my chest was tight. That was a little scary, only because I was scared that it was going to get worse. It never did. Now I could take a deep breath. I'm totally fine. But before, when I would breathe deeply, it hurt. Yeah, Nigel, a lot of experts are saying that we're headed for civil war. That it's closer than we think. That a lot of indicators that they use, they say that our country is headed for civil war right now. And I don't know what that's going to look like. You know, I'll tell you this much, guys. Last year when I came out as a Trump supporter in 2020 on my Facebook was probably 90% liberal because of where I was raised. My network was from New York and LA. Mostly advertising executives, you know, some doctors, lawyers, whatever. Most of it was all liberal. And I remember March 2020 or May 2020, whenever the George Floyd protests were coming, I started leaving comments that sounded right-wing. And people were leaving comments on my wall like, are you sure you're not a Trump supporter? Are you sure you're not? You're starting to sound like a Trump supporter. And this is when I was listening to like Ben Shapiro, Officer Tatum. And then, as the year went on, I became more bold about I became a Trump supporter, full in. I went all in. And the hatred I got, it was like an information war. I mean, the death threats I dealt with, the insults, the harassment, the slander, the libel, all of it. I mean, I probably could have sued a lot of people last year for some of the shit they said online. But I didn't. And then January 6th, That opened the whole new can of worms when people heard I was at the rally that day. You know, people lied about me, spread rumors about me. Some people started saying that I was a Proud Boy. Look, I got the Proud Boys. I don't have any personal issues with them. I've met a few of them before. I met Enrique Tarrio before at rallies because, you know, we all cross paths because we're all Trump supporters. But I'm not a Proud Boy. I do not like physical violence at all. All right, I'm not going to say I'm scared of physical violence, but I will do everything in my power to not get involved in physical violence. You know, like what happened to Tara when she was getting attacked by Antifa at the park. I mean, in that case, I would have defended myself if my dogs weren't with me. I would have defended myself and fought back. But I don't want to be in this situation. I'm a man of peace. I'd rather, you guys see my channel. I could talk to anybody without getting triggered. I don't need to take to the streets and get into these skirmishes with people. That's not what I'm about. But people started spreading rumors that I was a Proud Boy, that I was marching with Proud Boys. And the funny thing is like, yes, if you go to rallies for Trump, you're going to see Proud Boys in the crowd. And so if you're walking in that massive crowd with 1,000 people and there's going to be Proud Boys there, then technically, I guess you are marching with the Proud Boys. Oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Ronnie, thank you so much. Latinos for Trump, baby. That's right. But people started spreading rumors that I was a Proud Boy. And then I started getting messages from people that I knew in the advertising industry that would message me things like, you've changed. What's wrong with you? You've gone down a dark path in your life. And I'm like, first of all, most of my life I voted Democrat because my parents told me to, because we were all on the Democrat brainwash. And I do my own research and I realize the Democrats are bullshit artists and liars. So then I decide to vote for Trump, and then I support Trump. And then people are like, I'm on a dark path for supporting Trump. And the funny part is I was not prepared for a lot of this. I mean, I knew that I was going to get some backlash, but I was not prepared for how toxic it would be. Now I am. Now I'm fucking ready. If people bring that shit that they bring to me last year now, it's a whole different ball game now. Like, now I'm so confident in my beliefs. I have a network of people that support me on my Facebook, on my YouTube, on my Insta, everything, everywhere. Now it's a whole new ball game. 2022 is going to be fun, but 2024 is going to be amazing. I'm so excited for it. But anyway, yeah, last year was just crazy. Last year was crazy. A lot of rumors, a lot of lies, a lot of fake news. I mean, they do it to people like me. Like, I'm a nobody, and yet they target me, and I'm a nobody. Like, I got 32 viewers now. Like, I'm not like Tim Pool, who's got 35,000 at a time, or 50,000 or 100,000. I mean, but they try to bury you. They try to, like, stop you before you become big. You know? Especially in, again, this is my opinion. This is my belief. Because I'm a Mexican American, because I'm brown, because I'm a person of color, it's even more threatening to them, where they're like, we gotta hide this voice because we got a narrative that Trump supporters are, you know, a certain way. So we got to bury this guy. That's the bottom line. Let's go to the comments. Our military generals are divided. Veterans and active military believe that if civil war starts, it will begin within the military and spread to civilians. Well, I'll say this. Every military person I know is, they support Trump. They want Trump back. And yeah, that's what I've heard. So, I mean, look, right now, it's disgusting what some police officers are doing. I back the blue. I got family in the force, and I respect them, and they're good people. And I respect the concept of police. I respect the badge. I respect the uniform. I respect all that stuff. But if these police officers are going to be enforcing tyrannical measures, They got to calm down and like take a look in the mirror and realize that that's not what they signed. That's not what they signed up to do. If you're arresting people at Applebee's, I get they're trespassers technically, so you could arrest them for that. But if they're only trespassing because they're unvaccinated and the police are being called, and then you're arresting these people, it's like, yo, let's calm down with that. Let's calm down with that. 5-0. Yeah, apparently they said that Latinos are 50-50 now between Republicans and Democrats. It's really exciting that Latinos are waking up to what's going on. Now we just got to get to the black community, and then we'll be golden. It'll be a wrap. But the black community still overwhelmingly votes Democrat, which is strange because a lot of their traditions and culture in the black community do align with conservative values. Like within the black community, church going is something that a lot of people in the black community do. Family gatherings, they love doing family gatherings, big gatherings in the community, the barbecues, the cookouts, like that's just part of the culture. And so these are in some ways conservative values. Like most of the black community wants police because they know that it protects them. So when you really drill down with it, it's like, what policies would you align with? It's going to be the conservatives, Republicans. But they've just been told over and over and over that if you're black, you vote for Democrats. And if you're black, you're supposed to vote for Democrats. So it's hard to break that mindset. But there are people like Candace Owens and Brandis Tatum, the Hodge twins, that are helping to reshape that narrative, which is why we must support their work. As far as me, unfortunately, even though I am Mexican, I don't have that tie to the Mexican community because I was adopted. So my Latino support of Trump isn't as, what's the word I want to use? Maybe as powerful as someone who's like a native Mexican American or grew up in Mexican culture. I wish in some ways I had that so that it would be more genuine, but that I wouldn't be in the U.S. if I wasn't adopted. So I'm very happy that I was adopted and I'm American. But anyway, yeah, I think that all of us, especially if you're Latinos or Black Americans, and we support Trump, we got to speak up. We got to normalize it. We got to let the rest of our brothers and sisters see that it's okay to put on the God bless Trump hat. Like it's totally fine to do that. Noah Bradley, another day above ground is a good one, and I appreciate you and your opinions, and even the ones I don't agree with. Yeah, Noah, that's what it's about, man. Look, I got a guy, Renzo, on this page. My favorite communist, Renzo. And we've had some back and forth over the past year. Renzo never agrees with me on anything. But lately, we've started giving nice comments back and forth, and when he saw that I had Omicron, he actually wished me well. Like, he said, I hope you recover quickly. So it's nice to see overlap, and I gotta give Biden credit, guys, for one thing. Yesterday during his Omicron speech, he did give credit to Trump for the vaccines, and I did respect that. He wasn't even being sarcastic. Biden straight up said, and we have the previous administration to thank for the vaccines. And then he also said Trump got the booster, which is something Trump and I agree with. So I actually do respect Biden a little bit more for saying that. And as much as we call out Biden and the Kamala administration as a joke, we also have to give credit where credit is due. And this is something I was very proud of Biden, and it did show honestly, in 1 year, it was the first thing he said that made me feel that he was speaking to all supporters, all voters. It was the first time. And I think, Joe Biden, if you ever watch this, if you're one of my 41 viewers by act of God, we need more of that, Joe. We need you to speak about Trump with the respect he deserves, because he did a lot of good things for this country. And I think that is going to help you make inroads with Republicans. Honestly, that's what I think. If you, Joe Biden, could speak well on Trump, highlight some of the good things he's done, speak with him with respect, and not like he's some kind of mini Hitler, because we all know he's not, that's going to be a lot of progress for our country. Yeah, what's up? Probably. But you know what? Maybe it's good that he's so old that he can't hold back anymore because the truth came out. But honestly, that was the first good thing he said. I think we all noticed that too. I'm happy to see that I'm not the only one. Trump does take credit for the vaccines. Every time he does a rally, he takes credit for the vaccines. Oh, we got some questions coming in. My bad, guys. Hold on. Let me go back up. What's up? Yeah, exactly. About the trespassing. Stan G, I took ivermectin. Here, that's what I took. I took ivermectina from Mexico. And then I also took Dayquil pills, cold and flu. And that's it. Oh yeah, and then supplement-wise, vitamin D, C, zinc, fish oil, amino acids, beetroot, cherry tart. That's what I take every day. But I am going to get some kombucha because kombucha is really good for COVID, apparently. Kombucha helps with gut health. It can help, rid the stomach lining of bacteria. So they say kombucha is actually, again, nothing's a cure, but they say it could assist with some of the recovery. So I recommend kombucha for everybody. Kombucha is delicious. And I know people complain that it's expensive. Like, it's $4 to $5 a bottle, right? But my thing is, you go to the bar, you spend $15 on a cocktail. Alcohol is poison. So if you're okay spending $15 on poison, why are you not okay spending $5 on a healthy drink that's actually going to give you health benefits and make you live longer? You know what I'm saying? So always be willing to spend money on things that make you healthy. Yeah, Pat Reck. Yep. Although apparently Texas is rebuilding the border right now. But I think that was a state-level decision. What do you think of the new National Guard? Are you talking about DeSantis militarizing, like the militia down here? Because if so, I'm all for it. I think every state should have their own state militia, especially as we're heading towards a civil war. I'm in Florida right now, in Orlando, but it's only going to be 65 degrees today. Right now, it's probably like 58. It's kind of cool right now. I got my heated seats on. I got the window open though, but I got the heated seats on right now. But yeah, it's chilly here. Yeah, I should take elderberry and echinacea. I should take that too. I don't know where I got this. I have no freaking idea. I wish I knew. I wish somebody called me to contact trace. Like, I have no idea. Yo, Renzo, I don't think that's going to happen, man. DeSantis is not going anywhere. They actually said for the first time, Florida Republicans out-register Democrats. So this state has gotten way redder in the past year. That's the problem, Renzo, is that Florida's gotten redder. And I think it's going to continue to get redder. Mr. Wright, I don't think I got it in Mexico because I had to take a test before I got on the flight. So I'm pretty sure that I was clear when I landed in the U.S. So it's most likely I got it here in Florida somewhere. But yeah, Texas is based and federal government is not based. Thank you, Mitchell. I mean, I already called everybody I interact with. I already told Tara. She told her dad. We told our friend Will. We had him on the podcast. I called everybody that I interacted with in the past 4 days, which wasn't a lot of people. I don't know where I got it. I have no idea. But at least I did the responsible thing. It's like, this is a bad analogy. I'm becoming known for bad analogies. It's like, has anyone here ever got an STD test? Okay. If you ever take an STD test and you test positive, you either could just take care of yourself and not call anybody, or you do the right thing and you call people like, yo, I just tested. You think about, who have I slept in recent time when I could have theoretically had this virus or whatever it is, STD. You call them, you man up, you deal with it. It's kind of like that. You just got to deal with it. Because it's better to tell people maybe you're exposed and then have them get tested and then be negative than not tell them at all. I feel like morally, you need to tell people if you're positive or not. If you tested positive, especially people you interacted with. Just like an STD test. I think that's a good analogy. Yes, She-Rod. I don't know. I don't know if that worked. Maybe my look, I already think I have a pretty good immune system because I'm pretty healthy. So I don't know if it was the ivermectin or if it was just my natural immunity or a combination. I think it might have been a combination of both, to be honest. Who said chicas guapas? Craig and yeah, I love chicas guapas. But I won't have any chicas guapas for a few more days because I got a quarantine. I don't want to give chicas guapas COVID, you know. The worst part though is I can't go to the gym for a freaking week. So I'm gonna have to do workouts in my hotel room. Like a lot of push-up routines, a lot of bodyweight exercises. But that's okay. It'll give my body a chance to recover from the gym. DeSantis gives hundreds of millions of dollars in giveaways to corporations, refuses to tax the wealthy, and passes the bill to working class Floridians. You know, DeSantis also did a lot of money for, he increased wages for teachers. He's also increased funding for our education system. He's also increased funding for our police and military. I think one thing you're going to have to realize, Renzo, is you can't please everybody. So you like to point out some of the negatives, but you also have to look at the overwhelming positive things that DeSantis has done for Florida, as well as the country. He's given us a blueprint to deal with this pandemic. He's given us a blueprint of how to do it. He's kept businesses open. He kept businesses from having to shut down and lock down. He gave businesses a chance to survive throughout the pandemic. And to me, that alone is a big deal. You know, I walked through New York about 6-7 months ago with Tara. You guys might have been there on the live stream. We walked through New York. No, this was less, maybe 4 months ago. This is when the New York, the vaccine passports were just getting started in New York City. And Tara and I, we got rejected at a bar like a couple months ago. But I walked through East Village, I walked through West Village, I walked through Union Square, and the amount of store closings was disgusting. Like half the stores were closed and shut down. Now, you could argue that these are all corporate entities, so they could afford the loss, whatever. It just is horrible to have your business, your cities like decimated by this because of leadership. COVID didn't shut down these businesses, Democratic leadership did. That's the thing. And look at Florida. Yes, we've had our fair share of deaths, but we didn't double the damage by locking down businesses too. We kept businesses open. So we were able to neutralize some of the damage. That's the beauty of Florida. And that's why I ride or die with DeSantis. You know, Pat Reck, I think the last time I looked, the average age of death from COVID was 78. And the average life expectancy in America is 78. So go figure. Interesting how those numbers work out, isn't it? Very interesting how those numbers work out. I care more about public health than business owners. Sorry. Yeah, again, but that's your own personal perspective. I think when you have business owners that are making their own money, that are affording a staff, that are affording health insurance, that are affording paying their workers, then people can be responsible for their own health, which is what we're all about on the Republican side. It's all about self-autonomy and self-responsibility, right? If you want to protect yourself from COVID by wearing a mask, it's your right to do that. If you want to get the vaccine because it protects you, that is your right to do that, and you should. But you should not force others to do something that just because you want it. If you want to wear a winter coat because you're cold, that's fine. But me not wearing one shouldn't affect you. Exactly. My body, my choice. That's all it's about. And that's the thing about the Florida. When DeSantis kept the businesses open, he wasn't telling people, you must shop there and expose yourself to COVID. He just said, we're going to keep businesses open, restaurants open. Whoever wants to go and who's comfortable can go. And as a matter of fact, restaurants have been proven to be a low risk of transmission. New York did a study. 1.43% of cases were from restaurants. And the reason why is because when you have a restaurant, you have good ventilation usually because they pay for it. And the workers there it's more sterile of an environment than your home. A lot of people, when they couldn't go to restaurants in New York and LA, what do they do instead? They went to their friends' homes. And their friends don't have ventilation. Their friends aren't like cleaning and disinfecting anything. So you end up having more transmission in homes than you do in bars and restaurants. That's just the reality. The research says that a well-ventilated room is better than the blue surgicals. That's what the research says. Ventilation is more important. So as long as companies do that, there really is no risk to stay open. Stan G, I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your father. That's heartbreaking to hear. And I always wonder how many lives could have been saved if we allowed the prescription of things like ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine early in his sickness. I always wonder about that. And so I'm so sorry for the loss. Renzo, that's literally what capitalism is. You just described capitalism. That's exactly how it is supposed to work. Renzo is straight up Marxist. Hey, Renzo, if you really believe in all this stuff, why don't you move to like Cuba or Venezuela? Like, why don't you move there? Because it seems that they already have the setup that you're looking for. Yeah, Renzo, like, why don't you move there then? Like, why are you in the U? This is a genuine question. Why are you in the U.S.? Just like leave. Go to a country that has. So you would literally want to live in Venezuela or Cuba right now? Like, you find that to be a better setup than America? Like, genuinely. Have you ever spoke to a Venezuelan or a Cuban about what it's like in their country? If not, I mean, I could, you know what? I should do a live stream. I should do a live stream for you with the Venezuelan that I know. It's a beautiful girl that I dated a couple years ago, but we're still friends. But she's gorgeous. Man, she's gorgeous. The one that got away. No, but maybe she was. Who knows? She got a boyfriend now, though, so that sucks for me. But if they break up, and if she's watching this, I'm ready and I'm available. But she's Venezuelan, and she could tell you some facts about what it's like there. I do understand, though, that U.S. has socialist elements. We do. Our welfare system is an example of socialism. I get it. But the problem is, people take advantage of it all the time. Too many people. Too many abled people are taking advantage of the welfare, which takes money away from the pockets of hardworking Americans. I'm not a fan of that. I think disability and welfare should only be for people that are truly down and out, disabled, truly cannot work. If you are a 19, 20-year-old kid, you're healthy, you're physically able, and instead of working, you're taking from the government. That's bullshit. That is complete bullshit. You know? Can't do that. That's why we got to scale that shit back. Exactly. You know, there's an analogy about a bear. If you keep giving a bear a fish, he'll forget how to hunt. I mean, that's obviously not true, Renzo, because you could talk to anybody today who's at home collecting unemployment, and a lot of these people are able-bodied. We have a huge social safety net in America. Are you kidding me? Huge social safety net. Crazy safety net in America. But look, guys, I just wanted to hop on real quick, tell you that I'm recovering from COVID. Everything's fine. Hopefully, Tara's going to be back in Orlando soon, and we're going to be doing some live streams. But in the meantime, guys, just want to hope everyone stays healthy, stay happy, be safe, get vaccinated, but only if you want to. Don't let them force you into anything that you're not comfortable with. That's all we all learn as kids, right? No means no. But enjoy the day, guys. Maybe I'll hop back on later today. Maybe I'll have some guests on my channel, on my YouTube channel. I don't know. But as always, guys, let's go, Brandon. God bless Trump. God bless America. God bless ivermectin. And be free, my sheeple.